And remember, if I can cook it, so can you. So go nowhere. Let's create gumbo. And I had to invest about 3 or 4 minutes on this, otherwise it's not going to work. If you want to do it right, you have to listen to the part of the video. And the thing about gumbo is that it intercept different cultures. It's from Louisiana, but it has the Western African aspect combined with the Native American and the European aspect. And with Europe, I don't mean France. I also mean Germany because of the sausages. I mean Spain via Canary Islands because of some of the spices as well as the seafood. So enough of that, let me start. This one is going to be shrimp, chicken, and andouille sausage. This one is smoked, going to cut in half and then cut it in pieces. I'm going to cut the chicken, cut it in pieces, and I'm going to peel the shrimp. I'm also going to have okra. Okra is the Western Africa aspect, and it's very important because in addition to flavor, it's going to add some thickness to the stew or the gumbo in this case. And the thing about okra, if you cannot find okra, then you're going to have to use an ingredient called filet, F-I-L-E, which is in essence dry ground sassafras leaf. And the function is pretty much the same function as the okra. Another thing that is required when you do gumbo, you need to thicken this. And that's with the roux. It's called the roux, R-O-U-X, which consists in flour, and this is all purpose, as well as some sort of fat. It could be oil or could be butter, combination of both. So I need oil too. Some of that French Dutch Creole relates to the tomato, so I'm going to use some tomato. Not a lot, just a little bit. You can skip it too, make it more Cajun. But, I'm going to add a little bit. You don't really need it. The Trinity. You cannot forget the Trinity for some or most of the Louisiana food. And the Trinity consists on celery, which I chop. I have here about half of a bell green pepper chop, and I have onions chop. Amount doesn't matter. You just play with it. You're going to have some spices here at Canary Island, we're talking here about ground cayenne, red pepper, had a little bit of kick. Smoked paprika. You can add just paprika, but I like the smoky type. Salt. I'm going with sea salt. Some black pepper. Some thyme, optional. In addition to that, I'm going to have some garlic. Some of this garlic I'm going to mince, and some I'm going to chop. I'm going to have that combination of intensity when I'm dealing with the garlic. Of course, you're going to need some liquid, and I'm going with the chicken stock. You can go with chicken broth. I like the stock because it has more flavor. Although this one is unsalted because I want to control the amount of salt I want to add. You can also use some sort of seafood stock too, like fish or shrimp. But I'm going with the chicken one. You can make it yourself, or you can buy it already prepared. And finally, I like to garnish my stuff. And I'm going to do it with green onions. This one I'm going to chop. I like the end because it's the crunchiness, the nice taste. So I'm going to chop it, and I'm going to use that for this meal. If you don't have green onion and you prefer parsley, just chop your parsley, add it. It's up to you.
And I have a couple bay leaf too.
And this pan is medium high because I'm preheating. And I like to apply this technique every time I cook stews using meat or seafood. Let me put a little bit of salt here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use some oil, doesn't matter what type. Actually, I don't put a whole lot, just enough to cover part of the area, but it's not swimming. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start adding the sausage. The chicken, which I cut, see the chunks? Some of them have a little bit of fat, doesn't matter, that gives them some flavor. But you can skin it too. And you're going to add the shrimp, which I peel. I have a couple of them I didn't peel, because I want to show you how it looks if you don't peel it. But the rest I peel. And what you're going to do here is you're going to create some flavors. You're going to cook this baby. And you don't want to throw this grease away because you're going to use it. See how beautiful? You're going to give it some color. Kind of brown in it. And if you want to, you can put a little bit more salt. Not, you don't want it to make it too salty, just a little bit more. And you're going to cook this for about maybe 4-5 minutes. So it took me about 5 minutes. Shrimp, orange, a little bit brown. You don't want it fully cooked, you just want it cooked enough. Done it enough. And you're going to get this stuff out, the meat out, because the oil is going to give you some juice. Just to show you what I'm doing. Spatula, moving the stuff to another container. Now it's time to create the roux. You have a pot, big enough to do your cooking. And instead of using oil, which I can, or butter, I'm going to use the one that I cook some of the chicken. Shrimp. Just putting the flavors there. So now it's a little bit stabilized. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start adding the flour. You don't want to put a bunch, you have to go slowly. Because you don't want to fry. What you want is for the flour and the grease to become like brownish, brown, dark. And you're going to be mixing this baby, because this is what you're doing, you're adding that solid method. Put a little bit more. Scrape it from the side so it doesn't burn. So see how dark it got? It took me about 18-20 minutes to get it this way. And actually I'm not cooking a lot, I'm using a relatively big pot because I want you to see what I'm doing. And one of the things I was doing here, I was kind of semi-constantly moving things so it doesn't get burned. See, that's what I was doing. And because it takes about 20 minutes, you can stop for, like 60 seconds and cut some things here, move some stuff there, get your drink, do whatever. But now let's go to the next step. Still kind of medium, a notch above medium. See how beautiful it looks, how dark? What I'm going to do, I'm going to add the Trinity. And the Trinity, as I stated earlier, celery, green bell pepper, onions. You don't have to go crazy. You're going to mix, oh my goodness. You're going to meet these flavors. Lower the heat a little bit. Couple notches below medium. Moving stuff around. Going to add some of the garlic. Some of the garlic is minced and some is chopped. About 6-7 teeth. I love garlic, so that's what I have so much. This stuff is smelling fantastic. And I'm going to mix this up, as you see. Constantly moving, getting those flavors rolling. For perhaps a minute or so. Let's give it a Creole touch by adding the tomatoes. Isn't that nice, huh? And you know what I'm going to do now? Mix that meat. Now things got real. What I'm going to do, I'm going to mix the roux with the ingredients in meat, which is the shrimp, the sausage, and the chicken. You're creating those flavors, mixing things up. See how together it is now? You can add some of the other stuff, like a little bit of ground pepper. You can add some of the smoked paprika. Some of your cayenne pepper. Be careful, it's going to be spicy. And you're going to start moving stuff around. Put some of the okra. Adding some thyme too. And now that the stuff is mixing well, you have to put in the liquid. Add that liquid. How much is up to you? Look at this beauty. So mix things well. I gave it a taste. I feel that it needs more salt. A little bit more kick. See the okra? It's nice, this nice looking color. Time to add a couple bay leaf, why not, right? One is sufficient, but I'm going to add two. See how solid it's looking? And you're going to cover this and going to let it cook for about maybe 40 minutes. I'm going to have a notch above medium because of the type of material I'm using and the type of stove, which is electric, unfortunately. So you come and cover up. And let this baby cook. So it's been about 38, 39 minutes. Look at this beauty. Oh, look at this beauty. It's thick and nice. This stuff smells delicious. Look at this beauty.